Hello students, welcome back to your science class. So students, in the previous class in this chapter of the chemical effect of electric current, we were talking about that of the electrodes, and we had seen what are electrolyte, what are non-electrolyte. Electrolytes generally those substances which allow the electric current to pass through it in its molten state. Non-electrolyte do not allow the electric current to pass through it. We have also understood that what are the various chemical effect of electric current that can be seen to us, like the change in the color or evolution of gas, or the decomposition of the ions or the charged particles. As well as we were talking about the electrolysis process. Electrolysis is the process in which the substances, when electric current passes through the substance, then the solution will get broken down into the ions, into the charged particle, and there it consisting of the process of the electrolysis consisting of two rods, and the rods are connected to the positive and negative terminals of the battery. And the positive terminal of the battery, the rod which is connected to the electrode which is connected to the positive terminal of the battery, it is called as the anode, while which is connected to the negative terminal of the battery, it is called as cathode. Now on the basis of that, we will try to understand here the new topic, and that is electrolytic cell. Electrolytic cell. So here this is the so this is how this is what, this is the negative terminus, which is a cathode, and this is what, this is the anode, this is the electrolyte glass, and this is container. This whole is electrolytic cell. So what happened in case of the electrolytic cell, that electrolysis process is generally carried out in a container which is made up of a glass, that we call as a electrolytic cell. When we talk about the electrolytic cell, basically let us see what are the features of the electrolytic cells are there. So the electrolytic cell, it consists of a container made up of a glass. Container made up of, which is made up of a glass, okay, or metal. Now here you will find that there are two electrodes which is kept apart from each other, is dipped into the electrolyte. So two electrodes are dipped in the electrolyte and connected to the switch. Okay, so it is also connected to the switch here, switch, or it can be battery. Switch or battery. What happens when the device is switched on, then the current starts flowing through that of the electrode and it enters into the electrolyte. Now the electrolyte will get dissociated into the charged ions, and these ions will help the current to pass through it. Generally what happens, the molecule of the electrolyte, it get broken down into positive ion and the negative ion. Now what happened, the positive ion will start moving to the negative electrode, and then the negative ion will start moving towards the positive electrode. So you can see here that the positive one, it is called as a cation, it is called as a anion, and the negative, it is called as a cation, and the negative one, it is called as anion. So anion will start moving towards the anode, and cation will start moving towards that of cathode. So we can say here that is so we can say here that when the electric current passes through it, the molecules gets broken down into positive and negative ion. So here the positive ion moves towards the cathode, while the negative ions moves towards the anode. It moves towards the anode. So generally the positive one will start moving towards the cathode. Why is it so? Because the cathode is what? It is the negatively charged terminal. So all the positive ion will start moving towards the negatively charged electrode. While the positive one, while the negative one will start moving towards that of the anode, which is a positively charged electrode, and thus the further reaction will take place in the electrolytic cell, students. Now the chemical changes which occur in that of the electrolytic cell, it usually depend upon the type of electrolyte it have. Okay, the different kind of electrolyte will result into the different kind of ions. But remember that the positive one will move towards the anode, towards the cathode, and the negative will move towards that of the anode. So when the electric current passes through the solution, suppose water molecule is present in it, so the water molecule will get split up. Okay, now it will get split up. Splitting, it means breakdown. So the water molecule will break down into H positive and OH negative ion, which we call as a hydrogen ion and hydroxide ion. Now suppose in the electrolyte we have taken sodium chloride. So sodium chloride will also get dissociated. It will also get break down into sodium ion and the chloride ion. So when in the water, what happened? It will break down into hydrogen ion and hydroxide ion. Hydrogen and hydroxide ion. Now what happened? And if the sodium chloride is there, so chloride breaks down into sodium ion and chloride ion. Sodium ion and chloride ion. Okay. Now what happened? This hydrogen ion and so hydrogen ion, which is a positively charged ion, it will move towards that of the cathode. while chloride ion, which is a negatively charged, moves towards anode. Now this the hydrogen ion will move towards the cathode, while so a lot of a hydrogen ion is there, student. These hydrogen ion will starts moving towards the cathode, while that of the chloride ion will start moving towards that of the anode. Now what is the thing which is left behind is the sodium ion and hydroxide ion. So this sodium ion and hydroxide ion will combine together to form sodium hydroxide molecule. So generally, if we will show it with the help of a reaction, so we can show it as so here what happened? First of all, a sodium chloride is there. So when the switch is on, so the electric current start flowing through that of the sodium chloride. So due to electric current, it get dissociated, it get break down into Na positive and Cl negative. Sodium ion and chloride ion. This is sodium ion and this is what? This is chloride ion. Sodium ion and chloride ion. Now in case of a water, the same thing happened. When the electric current pass through it, then it will divide into H positive plus OH negative. This is what? This is hydrogen ion and this is hydroxide ion. Hydrogen ion and hydroxide ion. Now what happened? This H positive and Cl negative, they get moved to the respective electrode, and this Na positive plus OH negative, they combine together to form the sodium hydroxide. This is what? This is sodium hydroxide. Okay, so this is how the formation of a sodium hydroxide takes place. So this is all about the electrolytic cell, student, that how the process of the electrolysis take place in that of the electrolytic cell. Now let us try to understand the electrolysis. There are two applications of the electrolysis. The first one is electroplating and the second one is electrorefining. Okay. So there are two applications of the electrolysis, students, and that is electroplating and electrorefining. So let us try to understand the electroplating as well as the application of electroplating and finally electrorefining. What is electroplating, student? The process of coating a surface of coating a metal surface on a thin layer of a metal on the other metal object, on the surface of the other metal object, that we called as the electroplating. Here basically we can say that the layer on another layer is formed or another layer is plated on a metal surface, and the layer which is used to cover the surface of the other metal, it is having some unique property which help in the protection, which help in giving luster to it. It means it must have some property, because of that we are forming a layer of it on the other metal surface. So we can define here that it is the process of coating a metal object with a thin layer of another metal, with a thin layer of another metal by means of electrolysis. By means of electrolysis. So it is the process of coating of a metal object with a thin layer of another metal, and this process is done by the process of electrolysis here. So electroplating, it is very useful, student. It is having a lot of different uses, and generally it is used in industries, for coating inferior metal object, for coating inferior metal objects with a thin layer of different metal. With a thin layer of different metal. Okay, this metal is having a desired property. It is having a desired property which the metal of the object lacks. Which the metal of the object lack. Okay, so generally the process of the electroplating, it involves the covering of the surface with the other metal surface, and this metal surface, it is having some desired property which the other metal object it lacks. For example, the iron articles, they are covered or electroplated with nichrome, or even with nichrome, it means nickel and chromium. Okay, nickel and chromium is used there over that of the iron article to protect it from rusting or from corrosion. Now, during the process of the electroplating, what are the things that should be keep in your mind? So, during the process of electroplating, the first thing is the object which is to be electroplated is kept at a cathode, is made the cathode. The object to be electroplated is made the cathode, Second one, that is a strip of metal, to be electroplated, on the object is made the anode, and a salt solution of the metal to be electroplated, of the metal to be electroplated on the object is taken as an electrolyte. Is taken as an electrolyte. It is taken as an electrolyte. So these are the things that we must kept in our mind while doing the electroplating. So during the process of electroplating, like suppose if we want to electroplate a silver on an iron spoon, then the spoon is made the cathode, because this is the object which is to be electroplated. So the spoon is made the cathode. The thin strip of a silver which is to be electroplated on the object, it is made as an anode. So the silver which is made it is made as an anode, and the solution that we will going to take here, it must be silver chloride, because that solution will help in the dissociation of the silver ion, and that will get electroplated on the cathode. So this is how, when the electric current passes through it, the silver chloride will get dissociated into silver ion and the fluoride, and the silver ion will deposit over that of cathode, and this is how we will get a desired metal which is covered, the desired metal which is already an iron metal, and it is now covered with that of the silver here. Okay, so basically it helps in protecting, or it helps in preventing the corrosion or rusting. That's why it is electroplated. Now let us see that what are the uses of electroplating. Uses. Let us see what are the different uses of electroplating. The first one is that is automobiles. So the automobiles and bridges, they are made up of an iron object. Why is this so, student? Because iron is having very high tensile strength, so it is able to hold the bridges. If we talk about the bridges, so they are able to hold a large amount of weight. So that's why it is made up of iron. But the problem with the iron is that iron can the rusting can occur in the iron. Okay, that will make it corrode, that will going to eat the upper layer of the surface, making the iron very weak. Okay, so in order to prevent rusting, it is covered with the layer of a zinc, and this process in which we used to cover the iron article with the layer of a zinc is called as galvanization. So the first use of the electroplating is in the process of a galvanization. Okay, coating of iron articles with zinc. With the zinc. Then the next one is bathroom fitting, and even in the car wheels also, it is also coated with the chromium, and the reason is chromium is an expensive, but it used to give very shiny appearance. So since it is a shiny appearance, it is corrosion resistant, so it is very good to use it as a the automobiles it is used as a car wheel or the bathroom fittings also. Okay, so it basically help in removing the process of the rusting. It is very it can prevent the corrosion also, and very shiny in appearance. Because of that, it is even it is also used in the iron because iron object can be made with it, because it helps in preventing the iron from any kind of a rusting. So this is one of the method, one of the object which must undergo the process of the electroplating, which we used by doing the process of the electroplating, because it help in giving shiny surface, as well as that is also prevent the corrosion. Then the next one is dwellers. So dwellers even in the dwellers, they used to electroplate the silver or a gold to different objects. Student, you have heard about this term where we said that it is electroplated, or it looks like gold or a silver appearance. Actually, it is not a pure form of a silver or a gold, but here it is electroplated. A thin layer of a gold or the silver is covering the that of the object, but it is what it is, an iron or any other article which is made up of a different kind of a metal. So the dwellers, they used to cover it with the gold or the silver layer by the process of the electroplating, in order to provide it a very shiny appearance. Electroplating, it is also used in printing in the circuit board in various electronic devices. So these are some of the uses of the electroplating. So electroplating is generally what? It is a process in which one of the thin surface of the thin metal surface, a thin metal is coated over the other metal surface. That is electroplating. Now let us see the another one. The another application of the electrolysis is electrorefining. What happened in this electrorefining, student? It is a method of purifying the metal. Refining means what? That is purifying only. So we can say through the process of the electrolysis, when we purify the metal, that we call as a electrorefining. Okay? Method of purifying the metal using electrolysis, using the process of the electrolysis. Okay, so what happened here? Again, let me draw a diagram for that. So it is very much similar with that of the, so here also we will going to take two electrodes. One is the positive, other one is the negative. Although it differs because one of them is a pure and other one is impure. Okay, and they are connected to the switch. One here, it is a switch is also there. Okay, a switch is also present here. This is what, student? This is the battery. One is positive charge, this is negative. So this is the battery, this is a switch. And if we talk about this one, so this is a, suppose this is what? It is a pure copper strip, pure copper electrode. It is a pure copper electrode, and this solution is what? It is a copper sulfate solution. Copper sulfate solution. And this is what? It is a impure metal. Impure copper rod. This is at anode and this is at cathode, which is the pure form. Now you see here what happened. The metal which we were going to do this, we are going to refine it. We will take it at anode, and a pure form of a metal, same metal we will take at the cathode, as a cathode, and then we will also take an electrolyte which is made up of the same kind of a salt solution, and when we will supply an electric current through it, so the impurities from the copper rod will start falling at the bottom, while it starts falling at the bottom, while from the pure electrode, the Cu2 positive will starts coming outward, and the copper sulfate also get dissociated into Cu2 positive, and they start coming and get deposit over that of the surface of the anode, and this is how we can purify the metal, students. Okay, so one of the pure copper electrode will going to purify the impure, and the impurities can be found at the base. This process is basically used to purify the metal like that of a gold or a silver, even nickel is there, students, nickel and copper. So in order to purify them, we use the process of electro refining. So this is what these are the two different types of different applications of electrolysis.